the thumbs up sign, and he says, "Hey, don't tell anybody that the last game I played was Pong." My mom is a lot more current. She's playing every recent Zelda release. She and I are gamers together. But thank you so much for those words, Howard. And now I'd like to introduce Senator Martin Golden, championing a lot of what Howard is saying, is going to say a few words as well. And then I'll talk a bit about what's coming up later today. So give it up for Senator Golden.
Dan definitely keeps the room alive, right? Give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. He's doing a great job here with his team. And I think Howard actually inspired many people in this room. I know this is live, so people upstate, downstate will be watching this, and it's important that we get this information out. And I want to thank the governor, and of course, Howard Zemsky and his team. Give them a round of applause for the great work that they're doing in this industry and making a difference. We highlighted by the three gaming hubs, the RIT, RPI, and NYU tandem. Parts of the most creative spot in the world. Brooklyn, New York, and New York City, and has become the academic leader in gaming, virtual reality, and artificial intelligence sectors. This is because video gaming is one of the most exciting and fastest growing industries in the world this very day, and will continue. I want to thank your president here, Andrew Hamilton, for the great work that he's doing. Give him a round of applause. He couldn't be here today, but give him a round of applause. I understand our dean is leaving tandem, Dr. Shiriz Bassam. He has a very crowning achievement, which we're going to announce today. And so it's going to be nice as he moves on to his next venture. But give him a round of applause for the great work that he's been able to do at NYU Tandem. Academic programs are great and indispensable, but we need to translate this into companies and jobs, starting, growing, and staying here in our great city and in our great state of New York. We are falling down and translating spending and creativity into companies and jobs that are born, move into, and want to stay and grow in New York. We need to pick that pace up, and we are doing that, working with the governor's office and working with you and our three hubs across this great state. The gaming size today, as pointed out by Howard, almost $100 billion, $82 billion. $19 billion here in the US. So we're about 200 million here in the city of New York and state of New York. The annual growth is about 6.3% here in the state and across this great country. The fastest growing in the entertainment field. The annual growth is about 4.8%. Compared to the size of the film industry, ladies and gentlemen, today it's about $11 billion. We put a $25 million tax credit into that about 2005. It was about $4 billion. Today, New York is the leader, and there are 40 other tax credits across this state copying what I did, what we did here in the state of New York back in 2005, and we are going to do it again when it comes to gaming, designing, artificial intelligence, and giving it the opportunity that it needs to grow in the greatest city, in the greatest state, in the greatest nation in the world, and we are going to do it. Gaming size by 2020 will be over $100 billion. And here in the US, $22 to $23 billion. Think about that. Those are great numbers. As I said earlier, we have a number of game designers across this great state working in about 170 companies. And about 2/3 of those companies are outside the city of New York. We want to increase the city of New York. We want to increase those designers here in the state of New York. We are pushing a three-pronged approach in this industry for a rocket-sized push. First, as Howard mentioned, one of the most important things to do, and we have it here in the city, but we're working on it in different parts of upstate New York, and that's to create clustering. Clustering is very, very important. The second is the production tax credit, like I mentioned about the film tax credit, which started out with $25 million, working with the governor's office in Howard. We hope to go into that this year coming up, to put $25 million into gaming so that we can build that industry like we built the film industry. And there are states out there that are doing this today. They're copying what we've put forward, and they're trying to get in and eat our lunch, and we're not going to let that happen. States like Texas, Louisiana, Washington State, and most recently Georgia has adopted a tax credit. And it's going exactly what we have done in the past. That's why we are not going to let them get ahead of us. We are number one, we will remain number one, and we will fight to be the world leaders like we are this very day. This credit enacted, and it would be one of the finer credits because we would be on top of our competitors, and not only in this country, but around the world. This credit enacted would give us $2 billion in impact, 11,000 designers with an average salary well north of $100,000 a year, and over half of the working and residing here in the state of New York, the other half working right here in the city of New York and in our boroughs. That's what's important. Those are real numbers. Those are real jobs. Those are real designs. If we wait another year, though, we will lose $250 million. We can't afford to lose $250 million. That's why we got to get that credit done now and start to move that credit, working with Howard and his staff, and I do believe we will do that. Other companies will either leave New York or fail or never even get started if we don't do that. Just one example of reducing the best motion capture developers anywhere in the sector that is growing by 43% every year. Yet we're still losing our graduates to other parts of this great country. We're about to change that. Motion picture has had the latest generation of games appear, so lifelike. Very, very high-tech and neat. But the gaming companies aren't doing it here. And the third leg of this approach, of this tripod, is the commercial translation between academia and the business world. I am pleased to announce today, and this is really a great announcement, that NYU Tandem, with support from Howard and the state of New York, are creating the nation's first gaming virtual reality artificial intelligence incubator right here in Brooklyn Navy Yard, opening this spring of 2018. That will make a tremendous, tremendous difference. Give it up for the state, give it up for the governor and Howard, give it up for what's about to happen to NYU. This is truly exciting, and the first time New York will lead the nation and the world in a way to be winning in the gaming world, and that's the real point behind games, isn't it? It's to win, and to make sure we got the best, and we are the best. Our moms, our dads, you, grandparents, worked very hard to get you guys to where you are today. My son as well will love those games. He loved them so much, he went to Scranton on me. Today, but he wants to stay in engineering. So maybe one day he'll be back here at NYU. But that's what our youth are looking to do. They want the ability. They want the advantages. They want the ability to go forward and to be able to take what they create and bring it to the world. And that's what we are going to offer you. NYU recently launched an initiative, the NYC Virtual and Augmented Reality Center, which includes the new incubator. Affiliated with New York Tandem School of Engineering, for startup firms in the areas of virtual and augmented reality, and of course the digital gaming funding for this is $2.5 million. The project will support a build-out of 15,000 square feet space at NYU to provide company support services and assist early growth stages for VR and AR companies with workspace equipment and infrastructures and mentors. This project will work in tandem with New York State's Digital Gaming Hub, located at NYU, as well as NYU's network of New York State certified business incubators. You guys are on fire. So everybody who's watching this today, take note. You're the lead. And we are making history right here, this very day, at NYU, because we believe in you. Because we know that you, this room, this school, this part of our hub, the NYU hub, the RIT, and the RPI hub, are going to take this state into a new level in gaming, and it's going to lead the world when it comes to gaming, and you here at NYU are leading that charge. So give yourselves a round of applause because you deserve it, and don't give up. We are there to make sure it happens. We are working on past experiences. We've seen what we've been able to do when we put tax credits into effect and when we take and go in wholeheartedly as partners across the state to make something happen. Think about how much space we have here. We have over 20 million square feet just along that waterfront down by Industry City. And you guys know the Brooklyn area, from Brooklyn Army Terminal all the way down to Brooklyn Navy Yard. We have over 7 million square feet at the World Trade Center. We have abilities across this great city to build this empire, and we are going to do it because we have the talent right here in this very room, right here in this very school, right here in the greatest city in the greatest nation in the world, and right here in the greatest state in the greatest nation in this world. Believe in yourself, because that's why you got to NYU. Believe in who you are, and we are going to grow this industry, and we are going to be and remain number one. Thank you, and God bless you. Now to talk some sense into my son and get him over here.